the great honor of speaking with Right Honorable Dr. Ruhakana Rugunda, and I hope I've said that well, who is the Prime Minister of Uganda. Sir, it is a real honor to have you here today. Thank you for joining us.
It is my pleasure.
Thank you. I recently actually have been in Uganda as a part of my company's work. We were working on a project with Merck for Mothers, which is an organization working to end maternal mortality, and we were in Kampala. And I know that you spend time as Minister of Health, you're a doctor. How do you see the opportunities now with partnerships coming in and innovating in your country to help alleviate various health problems?
Well, we have made substantial progress in as far as reduction of maternal mortality is concerned. In the last 10 or so years, we have been able to reduce it from an alarming figure of about 600 per 100,000 to the current 350 per 100,000. This is, of course, in itself a very high figure, which we are working hard on to bring down to more acceptable levels. But broadly, this is part of the broader program to improve health of the people, and we have seen again in the last 15 or so years reduction of infant mortality from 120 per 1,000 to the current 43 per 100 per 1,000, which is in an improvement. We have also seen child mortality going down and other indices in the health sector have shown significant improvements.
Wonderful. And we know that you're facing a number of challenges in Uganda now concerning the refugee crisis. I know over 1 million refugees have come into the country from South Sudan, and you have, actually in many ways, quite an open policy when it comes to refugees that could be model for other countries, but that's a lot of people that are coming to the country, and it doesn't show signs of slowing down. How have you been working with partners to try and help you within the country to work on the refugee situation?
We have had a very cordial and close relationship with our development partners, the UNHCR and other UN agencies. And we have had, of course, very close cooperation with the hosting communities who have accepted their South Sudanese brothers and sisters, shared what they have with them, provided land for them to grow their own food, and to help them with education and other essential services so that when peace returns in South Sudan, they can go back as proud South Sudanese with education, with skills to help in the redevelopment of their own country. We look at them as brothers and sisters in need. We know it is them today. We know it could be anyone else tomorrow, and we regard it therefore as an obligation to the people of Uganda and indeed to the international community to stand by those who are in need, to welcome them, support them, and help them when time comes for them to be repatriated, but with skills and capacity to make a positive contribution in the development of their own country.
Well, that's very inspiring and certainly a model for a lot of the other countries that maybe take a different approach. And it seems that you're looking at the situation in a more positive light, where there's real opportunity here with the people that are kind of entering the country and could actually be a real opportunity, whether that's an opportunity of culture or an opportunity of support of work. Is that how you're looking at it as well?
Well, really, it has its own silver lining in the sense that a number of them acquire skills and help refugees, but they also help the country. So in a way, it is a state of, which is difficult, but which we want to translate into a positive state of helping our host communities, benefiting from host communities, and preparing the refugees to acquire skills and make a positive contribution in their own country. And we have seen this happen in a number of other situations, and in fact, Uganda has learned from its own experience, because at one time, Uganda had refugees, and when time came for rebuilding Uganda, some of the Ugandan refugees that were scattered all over the world came back and have made very significant contribution to the development of their country.
Great. And when it comes to the Sustainable Development Goals, I know that you've spent time working in the United Nations yourself and being connected to the Sustainable Development Goals. Where do you see the opportunities now globally, from your perspective, to drive forward some of these Sustainable Development Goals? And what do you think the average citizens within the countries that may be watching today would be able to do to get involved?
I regard the Sustainable Development Goals and indeed the predecessor Millennium Development Goals as being an international and a collective effort to support the development of countries, especially the developing countries, to add to the efforts being made and bring closer collaboration between the different countries with the development partners and organizations. The Sustainable Development Goals, without any doubt, are making a positive and welcome contribution. It is true that involve the general population, governments must play an active role in the mobilization, sensitization, and involvement of the people, as well as development partners, civil society organizations, and other influential aspects or structures in given countries, so that people realize that the Sustainable Development Goals are not just imposed from New York, but they are indeed developed and they are part and a parcel of their national, regional development strategy. So we should ensure, we should help the countries and the population to own these goals, because they are for their own development,
Right.
their own improvement.
Excellent. Well, wonderful. Sir, it's been a real honor speaking with you. I hope to get back to your country very soon. It's a beautiful place to be. I encourage everyone to come to Uganda and see for themselves how beautiful. Thank you for joining us here today at the Global People Summit. Appreciate it.
You are very welcome, and we expect you soon in Uganda.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Wonderful.